Hi, Jake.
Hey Josh,
How are you?
good.
Good. We're starting a new little podcast here. We're going to be doing some Formula One talk. Jake and I, big Formula One fans. Introducing ourselves a little bit. We are starting a Formula One podcast because we love racing. We love talking about racing. We talk about racing all the time. I talk too much about racing to a lot of the people that I know that don't care about racing. So Jake and I have decided to do that together. We've known each other since what, sixth grade, eighth grade, something like that.
Right around there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Jake has some racing experience in his past, and I've been watching Formula One for a long time. So as we get into it, Jake will probably have a little bit more input on the technical side of things, and will be able to give us some real insight on what racing is like at a little bit higher level than I think most of us have done, which is great. So yeah, anything for you to say, Jake?
No, I love talking racing, so this gives me another opportunity to do so. So
Excellent.
ready.
Yeah, really fun and interesting season coming up. We got talking about it a little bit last, what was that, 2 or 3 nights ago, when we were kind of shaking things out, seeing what we wanted to do for this podcast. Probably, we tried not to get too much into the weeds on what we wanted to talk about because we want to keep a few things from each other here and there to make it so maybe we surprise each other a little bit. Maybe we have different opinions, and that will hopefully make things a little bit fun. I think it'll be a very interesting season, though. We'll see as we progress through. But
Yeah, it should be wild.
yeah, I watched some stuff today and just catching up on the season a little bit. I say season, the two
Preseason.
preseason. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. It's it seems very inconsistent. I honestly have almost no idea what to think for what's coming.
Yeah,
I think you alluded a little bit to this the other night that I feel like anything can happen this year. Especially the first 4 races, 5 races, as we get through who knows what with this battery and all of that new arrow. It's very odd. What are your thoughts?
I think it'll be like I said to you. It'll either be chaos in a good way, or it'll just be completely boring, and everybody's gonna freak out, and it'll it'll either be fun with
Right.
the racing kind of being unpredictable, but if they get spread out, nobody's passing, it'll get boring real quick.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I've noticed that seems a little nerve wracking as a fan is it's going to be difficult. I think more difficult than expected to pass. Um,
It almost looks impossible, but
right.
if it's like that during the race, it'll be almost unwatchable. If guys are
Yeah.
pulling out to pass and then they can't and they get back in line, it's like, what are we doing here?
Right. I saw. I think we saw probably the same clip of Hadjar on the straight behind Russell, and he uses all of his battery, and then he goes to pass. He pulls out. Drag hits him, and now he's on pace with Russell. He's not gaining any ground. He has to go back behind him, and then come back out. So I don't know. I don't know if that's lack of experience. I mean, he has a full season of Formula One, and obviously a lot of racing under his wing, but it seems like an issue. You can't pass somebody on the straight. It's not. It's very interesting how that's going to work. The battery seems to be draining immediately there.
Yeah.
Now I know it
And
charges.
recovering
Right,
immediately too.
right, right. It almost seems a little like it's non-existent. And I don't know if that's going to be good. It doesn't seem
I
like it.
also think that these guys, everybody has a little bit of different aero package when it comes to that DRS, like the flip wing,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
everybody's So when they pull out, they might not have the same, um, drag reduction system that the other teams have. So they might
Yeah.
pull out and not have a less or more drag than the car next to them.
Yeah. And I mean, it also seems like there are cars that are just light years ahead. And as much as I hate to say it, it seems like Ferrari is one of those cars. When you talk about the flip wing, you see the one practice start that we've seen over and over again, where Ferrari is in what, sixth or seventh place on the grid
Yeah,
when they took
Uh,
off, and they were
yeah.
in first place like that. I mean, around and past everybody. Now, maybe grain of salt with a start like that. Everybody's practicing, figuring things out. But at the same time, why wouldn't you be trying to get off the line and move?
Well,
So I
the one thing that I saw that Ferrari has over everybody else is that like 0 to 60, 60 to 120. That like that burst of speed at the go, or like even coming out of the corners, they're just so much faster than everybody else that it's and that's what a lot of people are alluding to is like the engines are going to be so much of a bigger factor than almost anything else. If you can get through the corner and then just get out and get up to speed, that's kind of
right.
what they honed in on. They're really good at.
So does that mean we can expect some Haas podiums this year if they have that Ferrari engine in their car? Are they going to be up there?
I think Haas looks good. I think,
I think they
and
will
that's
too.
one of my picks for later is Ali. I think he's gonna take a next step.
He has experience. A fourth place finish last year, almost made the podium, which is extremely important as a young driver to be able to experience that early on in your career. Know what it's like to race at the front. It's very important. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be very interesting.
I
Yeah,
mean, he's knocking on Hamilton's door,
right.
just waiting for him
Right.
to get out of
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. I think another one of my picks for later on, and we'll get to that. But Lewis Hamilton, it'll be an interesting year for him. He's old. As much as I hate to say it, he was when I started watching Formula One. He was young. It was early in his Mercedes days when I started picking it up and kind of getting into it a little bit. I took a small break around his probably fifth or sixth world championship, and then I got back into it a couple years later when Max joined the grid. So, um, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what he does. He seems like he has a little more pep in his step at the beginning of this year. Some of the interviews that I've seen, he seems a little bit more positive. At the end of last year, man, he was like a puppy in the rain. He was just tired. He didn't want to be there. He blamed himself for a lot, which I don't think was totally fair for him to do. Um, but we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, unless he had something going on in the background that we didn't see.
Yeah, and well, now he's got Kim Kardashian to deal with, so that'll
I
be
know. That's why he's got a little pep in his step.
yeah, that might be it. Um, so good, yeah. I think it'll be a fun season. Something that we wanted to get to was, right off the bat, I think we should talk about Aston Martin. I mean, from pretty much every aspect, they look horrible. Um, it's not good right now. Adrian Newey is an expensive person to have on your team. He's also so innovative that I'm wondering if things, and obviously things can go wrong when you maybe try to over engineer something. Now, I'm not 100% sure that we've seen, you know, 100% out of what he's designed because their engine doesn't work. It sounds horrible. they can't make it around 5 laps of the practice course. They obviously did later in the testing sessions, but I think they have some trouble coming up this year, at least at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I. It's hard for me because I feel like they're sandbagging, and I feel like they've done this for like 2 or 3 years, where they always look like garbage, and then the first couple races they come out just swinging, and Alonso is usually right up there in the top 5 area. And I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like, are they just trying to run full loads and trying to not show their cards and not, show everybody everything they got? And if they are this bad, it's Mr. Stroll has to be just absolutely like,
Yeah.
he probably can't contain himself right now, if this is what it really is.
Right. Yeah, I do think that they will get it together. They have the people, they have the infrastructure, they have a driver to get them on track. As much as I respect Lance Stroll for what he does, I'll never be a Formula One driver. So I think that that's a good thing for him, but I don't really think he's a great driver, to be quite honest. And what they're going to get is the knowledge and information out of Fernando. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I think Newey's design will have to come together with an engine that works, and I hope you're right. I hope they are sandbagging. I think that they're one of those teams that should be at least in the middle. If they're down at the bottom, it's not going to be good for everything that they've tried to put together. All the people that they brought on over the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's just hard to see them being. But towards the end of last year, I mean, they were not looking good. I thought maybe they're just putting everything towards this year, but it's hard to imagine them being like a bottom 5 team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of putting everything into this year, the team that has been so vocal about that, and excuse me, team principal James Vowles saying, in 2025, we're not focusing on this year at all anymore. We are focusing on 26, and we're going to come out with a dynamite car. Not good. No, for putting supposedly 100% of your focus on next year, and then next year rolls around and you're currently pretty much down at the bottom in 9th or 10th place. That it's just, I don't know what's happening there. And once again, I hope we get a surprise out of this team, that somebody comes along. I mean, look, Alex Albon is 5, 6, 7 races away from being the most tenured driver ever at Williams. So that tells you something. He's been there a while, and I think he's a good driver too, as well as Sainz. They're both great drivers. You have 2 people that can deliver on you, and if you can't deliver this car, it's not going to be good for their team principal, and 2, it's not going to be good for these 2 drivers who will look to go elsewhere. Obviously, Sainz is there because there were no other openings, but I can see new regulations, things start to change, teams start to move, and so will drivers. They will start to move if you're not delivering. So
yeah,
they're in a bad way right now.
I think Williams has struggled with leadership for a long time. Since the kind of the godfather, Papa Williams. I mean, back in the day, he was winning all kinds of races and championships, and then when it kind of passed down to his daughter, when you look at like the last 3 championships, or 3 teams that have won drivers championships, you got Toto Wolff at Mercedes, you got Christian Horner at Red Bull, and then Zach Brown all three of those guys are just hungry and like going after it, and they're
100%.
they're completely relentless. And then if I think all those organizations start from the top down, and Williams just hasn't had that person in there that drives like I think Ferrari does now. I think for a while they were missing that. But you kind of have to have that relentless pursuit to want to win races. And I don't think Williams has that.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, it'll be very interesting. I think that one thing that we had on our little chart here to discuss is as well as team principals, but it's drivers. Who's going to last? Who's going to make it the entire season? Does Red Bull do another season that you go, 10, 12 races with a driver and flip somebody else?
Hadjar's going to be. I probably have receipts on my cell phone, but I've been talking about Hadjar for a long time. I'm ready for him to.
He looks good. I mean, I think that he is confident for sure. In a press conference recently, he said, "I'm as prepared as I can be to go into Melbourne and see what's going to happen." So that's good. He's got a good car. He's got, in my opinion, the best racer on the grid next to him to learn from and to try to pace himself to. You always want to be reaching, especially as a second driver, to try to catch up and compare yourself to a four-time world champion. And I think it'll be good for him. I always thought Yuki was going to be it. I didn't really have high hopes for Lawson. I think he's a good driver, but we'll see.
Bit of a hot.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. If there's anybody that flips this year, I would put my money on it being Hadjar, but you seem pretty confident that you think he'll stick around, so that's good.
Is that your pick for later on? Who's getting canned first?
Maybe. We'll see. Excellent. Well, we can go into driver predictions or predictions for the year. So I think that we can each give our prediction. We'll flip-flop on each one just in case we have the same prediction. I think it's fair that I start one, you start one. Number one, I'll take first. Drivers' Championship, World Drivers' Championship. I think this year, and I put money on it on DraftKings early in the year, try to get the best odds that I can. But I do think, as of right now, it's going to be Charles Leclerc, as much as I hate to say it. Yep, I think Chuck's going to get his first Drivers' Championship. Ferrari looks good. I'm not sure. Mercedes right now is the top dog, but Ferrari's got an engine that I think and pace that I think is going to get him off to an early start. If Lewis won as well, I think that would be great. I would also like to clarify, while I have the floor, that this is not who I want to win. This is who I think is going to win. I want Max to win. Max is my favorite driver. As we gain viewers and as people start listening, they will realize quickly that Max is by far my favorite driver. So I want him to win, but I think Ferrari's going to have a shot this year. So I am going with Charles Leclerc.
That's bold. That is bold.
Sometimes you gotta throw it on the wall, see if it sticks. We'll see.
Well, I'm going with the guy that I thought was going to win the championship all year last year, and that is Oscar Piastri.
Nice.
I think Max is the best driver, but Oscar is the second best driver on the grid with a better car than Max. And I think that last year, this is just my opinion, that they had, he was obviously way out front, clear, you know, clear points lead. And then things started happening with Lando. And then all of a sudden you saw him getting seventh place and fifth place. And it was like just a little odd. And I don't know. I don't know if something happened there. If, and to me, it was like Lando's been there a long time. We kind of have to give it to our guy. And I don't know if that happened or not, or if there was developments that we didn't know. But I think he is the best driver with one of the top cars. So I'm going with Oscar.
That's great. That's a great pick. I agree with you. I honestly have no idea what happened to him at the end of the year. Was it, um, you know, jitters being a young-ish new driver?
I think Zach
Uh,
Brown put his hand on his shoulder and said, "Look, man,
we
Lando's
we
been
owe
here.
Lando one.
We owe Lando. Like, you can't just come in and take this from him."
Oh, that dude, that would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
I mean, if you let Oscar win that last year, Lando would have been pissed. He would have just probably came unglued.
Yeah, he would have been pretty upset. For sure. For sure. I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing boggles my mind a little bit to think that a team principal would give preferential treatment to two people who clearly have a pretty comparable racecraft. Especially when you're there 1 and 2 in the championship. Maybe Papaya rules is you don't touch the driver that's been there for a few years now.
Yeah, and I think Oscar's got free reigns this year. They're gonna just
I
let
sure
them
hope
both
so.
go at it.
I agree with you. I think he is the better driver between the two. And that's not to take away what from what Lando's done,
No, not at all.
but they had the better car for 80% of the season last year, 85% of the season, and he won by 2 points to Max Verstappen. So that's something to keep in mind. Um, that Max almost came back and took it.
Yeah, and it kind of scares me that they probably weren't focusing on this year's car. But
Yeah,
I think if he has like a top three, top four car, I think in my second choice, if you would have picked Oscar, my second choice would have been Max, because I just think that he's just relentless in that way of kind of like Oscar is now. Like, I think those two, they go head to head and neither one of them gives away. So
yeah, you're absolutely right. And if Max can keep the car at the front, we're going to see that with George too, because the Mercedes looks great. And one of my picks and another bet that I did place was on Kimmy. He's young, he's ferocious. I got a good bet on him too. He was like plus 2,000 to win the championship, so I was like, absolutely, I'll take that. But with the rumors on their car and their engine and this whole compression thing, I was like, why not throw a little money on this kid? He's definitely has the talent. Last year was a huge learning experience for him. Um,
yeah,
you know, one of
second
those
time
years
around,
that
he'll be way better.
way better, way better. I mean, but just speaking of him, that little that little gaff that he had, and that final 2 laps and cutter was that cost Max the championship, letting Lando pass him. So
Well, and him taking out Max at the Red
that
Bull
too,
Ring
that too. So
completely knocked him out.
he had a lot to learn. Off season's a good thing for these young drivers to let them get back into kind of that clear headed space. And these kids love the sim. They love the sim. So a lot more than some of these older drivers. These old guys, Alonso, Lewis, they want to get on the track, feel the car. These kids, in this younger generation, they will sit in that sim. It's like a video game for them, I'm sure. And they can sit there, they can learn the car. And yes, it's not on track experience, but it's damn close with the shit that they have now. So, yeah, it'll be interesting what happens with him too. And I think Big grouping at the front, per usual the last
Oh
few
yeah.
years.
Hopefully it'll be fun
Yeah, yeah, yep,
and not a disaster.
yeah. We'll see. All right, so number two, you get first pick here. Constructors Championship, and then last place as well.
So if I pick a team, can you not pick them?
I'll try to avoid unless it's like a blatantly obvious.
Well, I'm picking Mercedes, so I think
Yeah.
like they have the best car and the top. I that's why I wouldn't pick George for the drivers championship because he just makes too many kind of gaffes and bad mistakes at bad times, and Kimmy's just too young to kind of go through a whole season and beat these top guys week after week. So, but I think they will have such a good car that they will score enough points to get that constructors.
Yeah, that would have been my pick as well. And since you picked it, I will take the next best thing with the next best same engine and go with McLaren. That will be my pick.
It's a good pick.
Who do you have?
I
For
just don't
last
know.
place?
I just don't know how much McLaren has put into this season. That's why they kind of
Yeah,
scare me
yeah,
because they were
they're
in
ready.
such a big battle all last year.
Yeah.
And how do you pull guys off of last year, put them onto this year when you're going for constructors and drivers? Like they kind of
It's a
scare me.
great point. It's a great point. They do have the infrastructure and facilities and manpower to if there was anybody that was going to do it, they're one of the teams that could do it. But but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Who do you have for
So
last place?
I got Cadillac just because I think they are going to be. It's hard to start from scratch, climb that mountain, and to see them score a bunch of points this year would be surprising, especially with Botas and Perez. It's a little bit of a stretch for them to be like a mid pack team right away, even though they don't look bad. And a lot of people are saying, obviously they were faster than Aston Martin, but I still think Aston Martin was doing something, testing something where maybe they didn't need the track time, but I think that Cadillac will be right down there.
Yeah.
And then I'll tell you my second team if I had to go. If you pick Cadillac, I got it.
All right. Since you picked Cadillac, my last place team will be Williams.
Yeah,
As right now. And
a second choice.
I think it would have been vice versa for both of us. They, like we said, they don't look good. I hope they can dig themselves out. But yeah, Cadillac will be interesting to see. I mean, look, I like both drivers, Botas and Checo.
Yeah, they're
They
solid.
experience race winners. They have everything you need for starting a new team.
Yeah, all the
Now,
experience.
all the experience in the world. They're a little older. They might not have as much of the new driver drive, no pun intended, to get in there and make a name for themselves. They've done that, um, but you're going to get a lot of good information from both of them, and hopefully they use it.
And they both have seen what a winning team does to win championships. So
Yeah.
they both have that knowledge that they can bring to the table, and it'll jumpstart Cadillac rather than having some good young rookie that might drive the car fast. They'll give them that background logistics and knowledge that you can't get from a rookie.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right. Number 3, good and bad surprises for the 2026 season.
You go first.
I'll start it off on this one, and then you can take number 4, which we already talked about a little bit. But for good and bad surprise, I'm my good surprise for me would be that Max runs away with the entire thing some way, somehow. I I I don't think he has the car to do it, but I do think he has the skill to do it. Um, it would be a big surprise with how cars have looked so far this year that he would just be able to take off with it. But again, I think he's the best driver on the grid, and I think that if anybody could do it, it would be him. Um, and then my bad surprise for the 2026 season, I flip flop back and forth on this one a little bit, but my bad surprise for the season would be a completely non-competitive series for 2026 where there's one or two teams that again take off and everybody else is just in chaos mode with this engine and battery situation, these false starts that are going to happen, all of this, and that the season is kind of a lost season. That would be
Suck.
that'd be a bad thing, I think, for the sport. And I mean, look, if it drives ticket prices down a little bit, so we can go to races, fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a small chance that it could end up poorly with all these new regulations. There's obviously a flip side to that coin, but that would be my bad surprise for 2026.
Okay. So my good surprise is kind of a bottom to the top guy, and I picked Bortoleto because I think that they have probably put all the resources towards this year with Audi, and I think that that kid has just won every single thing that he's been in, and I think that he will be one of the top 5, top 10 drivers. But I in top 5 is kind of stretching it. But I think that he will eventually be one of those guys that is right there at the top. And I think that this year will kind of jump him, and then maybe he goes to a different team. But I think that'll be one of the good surprises. My second one, kind of pairing with him, is Ollie Behrman. Just the way that his form was last year. And I think that if Haas has got the motor, kind of has something with their car, I think that he could do some damage. I think he's kind of right there with Bortoleto. Both of those guys are the young guys that I'm kind of, obviously Kimmy, but somebody that's in a bad car that just kind of overperforms and outdrives the car. Those two guys I'll be watching.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome, and I agree. Definitely.
And I think the bad surprise is if Aston Martin really is as bad as they look, because the amount of money that they're spending, and if they are out of Q1 week after week, it's like a drama. You're watching like a soap opera with Lance Stroll on the radio, Lawrence Stroll walking around pissed off. Like that'll be fun to watch, but I still don't see it.
Fernando just so annoyed at press conferences, just kind of doing one of these kind of things. Like,
yeah, watching the TV because he's out in the Q1. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. Oh, wait, watching Lewis go by. Yeah. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, he'll be real annoyed that he's wasting his time.
Yeah, that might really put a kind of definitive end on his time with Aston Martin. I saw something the other day, and I think it was him that maybe he signed for next year as well, or alluded to signing. I'll have to fact check that. But dude, how much more can you put in on a team that you're getting you're scraping by in the midfield? I agree. That would be bad for them.
I think that they'll be good. I think they'll be a top 10 teams scoring points, but if they're not, it'll be fun to watch either way, honestly.
Yeah.
And then my first driver to be replaced is Esteban
Ocon, really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's in the last season of his contract. I think Ollie Behrman blows him out of the water week after week. And they are like, we are just spinning our wheels with this guy. And they get some young blood in there.
Yeah, that's a good um, that's a good guess for Ocon. He hasn't. I've been surprised the last couple of years to continue to see his name popping up. Uh, of the drivers that kind of I had in my head for this, one I already said who would be my pick for this for first driver to be replaced would be Hajar, and that's purely on just the last few calendar years and what's happened with Red Bull. They
Red Bull
seem
has
to
a hairpin trigger, and
they really do.
they
They
go
seem
fast.
to really want their second driver to be right there with Max. Now, I get it because if Lawson had done or I'm sorry, who was with him last year? Why am I drawing a blank?
Oh, at the beginning
Yuki.
of the year?
Yuki.
Yeah.
My whole point being, if Max had an ounce of help last year, he may have won the drivers' championship. If the second driver could have taken points away from anybody um, that was in the top five, top six going for the World Drivers' Championship, Max could have had an opportunity. So I get why they want a driver to be up there and fighting and not sitting in 10th and 11th place and not making Q3 and all of the above. It's got to be a frustrating thing. Now, there's the other side of that coin where Max has to have his car set up a way that a lot of people, and Alex Albon has a wonderful little clip on it, talking about how Max has his car set up so differently from how a lot of other people have their car set up that it's almost impossible to drive. And the way that he explained it was, you look at turning up your sensitivity on your video game controller or your mouse. This is, your aim point zooms across the screen.
Yeah.
Everything is
But
just
once you get
weird.
used to it, you're
Right.
better than everybody.
Right. It just doesn't seem like anybody's been able to get used to it in a short enough time frame that Red Bull finds acceptable. So that's the reason.
The only guy that hung with him that I always regret is Ricardo. I wish he would have never left.
I agree.
Those two
Yeah.
went head to head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's the clear number one in that grouping, but that was fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, good. So those are our picks. We'll keep tabs on that throughout the year.
Yeah.
And we'll get those jotted down. I think that those are some fun picks to look at. And yeah, big race coming up. We're very excited. 11 p.m. start time is not the best, but I'm kind of a night owl a little bit, so it's fine for me. Some of these late races to get the season started. I know the family will be asleep.
And then the China Japan one are
Yeah,
brutal.
yeah, those are brutal. Even Vegas is tough.
Vegas is 11 o'clock this year too.
Yeah, that's considering it's in the United States, it's a little weird.
A little ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, but I get you got to give the rest of the world a an opportunity to watch it. That's good, but boy, I can't wait for those morning coffees. A little morning F1. It's one of my favorite thing on Sundays during the summertime. Is just waking up, grabbing a little coffee, and sitting down and watching a 9 a.m., 10 a.m. race. It's
Yeah.
just the best.
Even the pre-race, the walkthrough on the grid, and
Mm-hmm.
there's no other pre-game like a Formula One race.
Yeah, and you get to watch Martin Brundle talk to people that he wants to talk to, blow off people that he doesn't. Yeah,
Talk shit
yell
to
at,
people.
yeah, talk shit to people that won't talk to him. Um, yeah, it's excellent. I can't wait, and we'll see what happens. It'll be fun.
Wishing
What
for
did
the
we?
best, but
Yep,
expecting the worst.
yep. Last year, you know, good year, but I think that there's some shenanigans that will happen this year. I think it'll be fun if we can get through it. So I'm excited about it. Very excited. Um, Anything to add on your end? We did want to talk livery, which we can touch on really quickly. You want to tell me your favorite livery?
Um, well, I think my least favorite is going to be Cadillac.
Yeah,
I don't
hate it.
like the two sides. I feel like that's going to be very confusing. When you see them from one side, you're going to be like, and then you see from the other, and
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
it's going to be confusing for a long time.
1 second you're going to be thinking you're looking at a Haas, and then the other side you're going to be thinking you're looking at a Mercedes.
Yeah, it's going to
Yeah,
be.
it's going to be interesting.
But I'd say my favorite is probably the Red Bull with the blue. I don't know
It's
what it
nice.
is. Like going from they've always kind of been that black. Now they got that nice dark blue. I like that. I think that's one of the most unique looks. The other ones don't really pop off. Obviously, Mercedes looks the same. I can't like
Mercedes.
Aston Martin. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I honestly think the McLaren used decals from last year too. They just peel them right off and put them right back on the
They're
car,
like,
and it's a spitting image.
we did not spend any time. Like, we're going
None.
for drivers championship. We're going for constructors. We don't have time for stickers. Like,
Yeah, dude. They looked up in February and they were like, "All right, who took care of the livery?" And they're like,
oh,
"Nobody.
nobody.
We forgot."
Well, we still have those old stickers, right? A bunch of them left.
Yeah, yeah. You remember when I printed too many? Yeah, just grab one of those. Um, yeah, my favorite actually. So I love the Red Bull. I love the blue. It reminds me of like early 2000s Red Bull. Going back a little bit with that brighter blue. But when I first saw the Haas, I really liked it.
I think the house will be sharp.
Yeah, it looks really sharp. And like you had jotted down here on our board, it'll be good to see them in a race under the sun,
Oh yeah,
uh,
it'll be different.
fully decked out, ready to rock. It'll definitely be different with all the cars on the track, everybody racing. So we can touch on that next week or in 2 weeks after we get going. But yeah,
Can't
it'll be
stand Ferrari either. It
the white bugs me.
just feels like a knife in my gut, like, and someone's twisting it.
Yeah,
Like
the
I think
white
I said
bugs me.
over the text that Enzo would be just rolling. He's just probably pounding the roof on his
Yeah.
on his.
And what I also hate from the internet and everybody having access to everything now is that you see these people who are extremely talented come up with these, you know, I don't know if they're AI or whatever, but they do these designs and they throw them on there. And dude, some of them look incredible, like so good. And it's like, what is it? Is it because it's difficult
I think it's
to
corporate.
paint the car? Corporate,
No, I
maybe.
think it's Ferrari. I think HP is saying, "Hey, we don't want to be blue in the middle of red. Like, make the
Want to be
top half of the
white?
car white, and then
Yeah,
we'll be blue on top of the white. Like, we're giving you $100 million, whatever they're giving them.
right.
You're gonna paint the
You
car
can
out.
paint
I
this
tell
much
you,
white.
yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. That's really annoying because yeah, a few of them that I've seen have just been incredible. The Ferrari
Some of that
itself,
stuff, like the Williams with the battery on the top, I love that. Like
that
the
I like.
battery.
That's cool. That's really cool. Do you
Give me
remember
more of
when
that stuff.
when Mercedes in the intake above the driver, it would be the red Enos. It would be
But yeah,
red. That little pop of color on there looked
yeah.
so good. It just brought something to the car.
Well, and I always
Yeah.
liked how Mercedes did Lewis's car different than George's car. Like they'd have like the bright yellow, and like
Hmm.
George was always the blue.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
At least
gives
you
you
can a
the
little bit tell it apart.
yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. So we'll see. That'll be interesting. And as far as well, I'll tell you what. We'll do predictions for the Melbourne race on our next.
Yeah, we
On our
should.
next.
We'll do one more before
Yep.
the race.
Yep. So to all of our listeners and followers, just hang on. We will get there. I don't think we have any yet. So I'm talking to nobody, but we will get there and we will do that. Anything else to add?
I think I'm good. I mean, I think we went through everything. It was a good time.
Great time. I'm super happy that we're doing this. I just love to talk about it. And like I said at the beginning, for a lot of people, it's in one ear and out the other. A few people will entertain me and kind of smile along. But I'm very glad that we can let it out and spare our loved ones and
But yeah,
friends.
the after race ones are going to be real fun because I always feel like I got it all bottled up. And it's like I need to talk to somebody about what just happened.
Yeah, those will be great. I can't wait. All right, bro.
All right,
Excellent. Well, he's Jake. I'm Josh. Anybody that's listening, thank you for listening. I think this will be a fun little experiment and adventure that we're going to go on. So check us out, and hopefully we do this a couple times a week. And luck on the 26th season. Can't wait.
sounds good.